little bit what's going on with the garage and what the update is, what we did so far, and what's coming up soon. So first, I'm going to have to move some of the stuff out of the house. It's a little bit messy at front of the garage here because we've been in construction in here for weeks, but had to stop for a couple little things like helping my parents-in-law open the cottage up north and all this stuff. So anyway, there's lots going on. We're a bit all over the place, but there's progress happening, and I'll show you what they are. So it's still a bit messy right now. I'm gonna take some of the stuff out of here. There's a fan going into the back of the garage right now, and this is just so that we can dry some of the primer that we were putting yesterday. I'm just gonna start moving some of the material out of here. Been using the leaf blower to clean up the dust on the floor in the garage. Holy smoky, all that dust from the drywall there. When I blew this out my truck in the driveway, it just turned white, and I have a black truck. So yeah, that was handy though. Like, we cleaned that garage in 2 seconds with this. All right, so I'm gonna take some of the stuff out of here, and then after that, I'll show you exactly what we did. So we've been shopping and looking at different paint, try to figure out exactly which color team we're going to go and do in here. And I think we came up with a pretty good plan. Just have to close the garage for a second, just in order to fold that ladder here. So the ladder that I install when the garage is open all the way like this, you cannot take the ladder down for the attic. But I'll show you that in a second. Let me just take that cabinet out of here. Just getting ready to work on this garage all afternoon today. We're going to get some more primer done in here. So some of the color team that we've been choosing to do, I don't know if you guys comment below if you guys saw the garage before. It's such a mess in here. I had trouble to walk like right to the back. Stuff against the wall here. It's like coming halfway through the garage. The bench was always a disaster. So we're gonna fix all that. And look at my toolbox. Like, this is ridiculous, right? You know, you cannot work out of a toolbox that's overflowing like this. So we're going to fix that too. I'm going to have it. Like, we're planning to have 2 toolboxes in here. So instead of having a big cabinet, stand-up cabinet like that, we're going to have 2 toolboxes right in the center of the garage. It's going to be making an island, and then they're going to be back to back with all the drawers on the side like that. We're at tons of storage. We're going to do like a top on it out of wood. And my wife, I don't know if you guys saw, but I have a video that shows that she can do epoxy top, and she makes some pretty nice one. So she's gonna make a nice epoxy top with some color in there, and looks like some veins and all that stuff through it. So that will have like a super cool place to film and do some work in here and do the tool reviews. So this is what's gonna happen. So this toolbox here, I'm gonna give it to my brother-in-law, but he was ready to pick it up this weekend, but I don't have the other toolbox yet. As you can see, we're far from that. I don't want to start getting new stuff in while we're painting and sanding drywall and doing all this. So it's probably going to be another couple of weeks. But yeah, let me get this out of here, and I'll show you what we did so far. Even though that toolbox is overloaded like this, it's still fairly easy to move. This was actually my first toolbox when I started to work as a mechanic, as an apprentice. I get this toolbox from Sears back in the day, when Sears was something. I don't know if they're still around in the US or something, but this was my first toolbox that I ever owned. It's been good. That thing is like 25 years. Their wheels are still good on there. Everything still worked good. But, you know, after I upgraded my toolbox for work with a way bigger toolbox, and I moved this here. Now, my toolbox at work is not like, you know, I didn't buy Snap-on and go like super high quality with it. I stay like in budget, because I rather, instead of spending $10,000 on tools, on the toolbox, I rather spend $10,000 on tools and $2,000 on a toolbox, right? So I can have more tools faster and get my job done, because I get paid for that. All right. So maybe I'll give you guys a little tour right now. Hi, Susie. So, all right, maybe I'll turn the phone around for that. Okay, so here we started to prime all of this. This, if you guys saw before, or if you remember, that was not done, not isolated. So all of the side wall of the house here, this is the corner of my house. So all of this is now isolated. The ceiling is now isolated. I installed a trap door because I made lots of storage up here. The back wall is primed now. That was already isolated. The drywall was already there. Now you can see that there's lots of little, you know, screw holes and all this. I didn't bother doing anything with this. And this is because this is going to be pegboard from bottom to top. So, and then we're going to hang all the tools. So when I'm going to do the review videos, we're actually going to be here at the garage door with the phone and tripods and all this. You're going to see the toolbox where I'm going to do the reviews and all this, or a truck repair or whatever. And then the back of it is going to be pretty cool, because we'll have the pegboard with all the tools hanging. What do you guys think of that? So now color team. So this wall here, I'm going to paint that green and then put gray, gray pegboard on top of it. And then we'll have like, I have some YOB link here that we're also going to use back there, and little storage spot for nuts and bolts and all that other stuff. And then this wall here is huge. So what we're going to do is have cabinets hanging, just wall cabinets hanging up high, just above shoulder height here. So that, because it's a single car garage, right? There's not that much room in here. So I want to be able to walk around those two toolboxes in the middle. Like that, I can walk nice and close to the wall, like this. And the toolbox are just going to be right above me. So I still can reach into that. So it's gonna keep the room here nice and so there's lots of storage that we put up there too, so that I can start moving some tools up there, because it's starting to be like a crazy mess here. So I built that trap door here in the ceiling. I'm almost done. Well, let's go up there. I'll show you instead of just explaining it to you. We're doing a video right now, right? So instead of just explaining it, I should just bring you up there and show you. So For a trap door, you just have a cord like this. You pull this down, and now there's a ladder. It's a little bit of a higher reach. My wife needs to actually use a stick or something like that to be able to bring this ladder out. So it's folding ladder like this. I actually have a video that I made so that I'll show you how to install this. I've been so busy I didn't have time to edit it. So now we have this ladder. We're able to go up there. So this is good for 375 pounds. So you can bring like boxes with you. You don't have to be scared of falling down or that the ladder's gonna break on you. So now I install a little light switch right here. I run some electrical up there so that we can actually see something when we go there. You'll see, it's already full of stuff. I just finished building it like last week and I filled it up already. So I'll bring it up here. Only thing I have to be careful with is all the nails from the shingles when we go up here. This here is going to be tiles for the floor. I got some special tiles too for the garage floor. But this is our storage area right here. Now those boards at the end here, I got them cut, but they're not installed. They're installed up to where the trap door finishes here. The rest of it is just put up there. I want to try to hurry up and do stuff in the garage. And I already have enough space for storage up here. So yeah, I filled this up with stuff, and then my wakeboards and water ski because I have a sea-doo boat. I don't know if you guys saw that in the driveway or saw the video about how to winterize it, but so this is what it is here. Still have to run a couple more wires. So I got the two lights, one on each side like that. Doesn't matter which side you're at. You don't have too much shadow at front of you when you're trying to find stuff up here. And but it gets pretty hot because the ceiling is not insulated. So you have to be careful what to do. But yeah, check this out. I had all those snow shovels to review this past winter. So yeah, that kind of stuff went up here. Now, if you're curious about what's in those boxes for the tiles downstairs, I'll show you that some click together tiles. As for the electrical up here, so we get the lights done, but I want to put a vacuum up here so that I can put the hole through here, and we're going to have a hose like that if you cut some wood or something like that on the bench down here and the garage. Then we're going to be able to just start the vacuum with a switch on one of the wall, and then suck in all the sawdust right from here all the way to the vacuum up top. We're going to get the smaller size vacuum that have a bag in there like that's easy to empty. So anyway, so this is that door. This thing is 24 inch. It's for 24-inch space, but even though there's 24 inches in between the studs that goes across up there, that thing is smaller, so you still have to shim it after you're done. All right, let me try to close this here. It's kind of pain in the butt with just using one arm. There's some shock absorber on this door, so it's actually fairly, you should have put that on the ladder too, but it makes it so that the trap door is going nice and smooth. It's not too heavy. It sucks it in when you're trying to push it up, and then it's easy to pull down. So that's a big game changer. I started to remove all the shelf on this wall. So all those shelf, benches, this rack is leaving. Everything is leaving or starting from scratch. So now when we're up there, I started to talk to you about the tile that we're going to use. Yeah, show you a little bit. I'm gonna do a little review on those tiles. So we're going to have some green and gray tiles in here. Let me turn the camera around. So those are kind of cool. They're rounded a little bit, so some people use that around their pool too. They're not hard on your feet. And you sit this right onto your concrete. As you can see, you don't really, unless you're right from above, even from above, you don't see the concrete that much through it. So it's gonna be very easy to go through, the whole garage door and the whole garage floor and finish it up, make it look nice. So now that trim here, that's all concrete at the bottom. Let me open this door so a bit more light in here. So this trim of concrete at the bottom is going to be green just like this. We're going to have a gray border with the tile all the way around, and then a green border tile following it, and then the center of the garage is going to be all the gray tiles here. So this is what's going to happen with that. For here, what we're thinking about doing is to replace this. It always gets like full of dust, so we try to put the plastic at front of it, but you know, it doesn't look that nice. It kind of look messy all the time. I used to keep the snowblower underneath. That's why I built that, and to give us lots of storage. But I think that what we're going to do is we're going to buy a second of those cabinets here, and we're going to put two cabinets side by side. Like that, everything's going to be put away, and it's going to look way nicer. Now, there's one part of the garage that you can see there's no drywall yet, and this is because this is I can access my basement through here. I already passed some wires before, but I'm going to pass some more wire right from the breaker panel, and this is what's going to end up passing the wire up there so that I can connect the vacuum. And above the garage, I'll close the door for a second because there's lots going on. So above the garage, you can see that there's a lot of space up there, and this is actually have enough space for a space heater. So I'm going to screw on a space heater on the ceiling here. So that's also going to get his power from the breaker. And then there's one more thing that I'm going to do here too. When you do Christmas light, it's always a pain in the butt. We always have like, you know, an extension cord running underneath the garage door, and then through here and up on the side of the house to try to bring everything power to all the lights that we're playing up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm already going to have power coming in here. So I'm going to cut a rectangle, and then we're going to end up, that's the front porch here. So from this side, we're going to end up having a little cutout with one of the plug that can go outside right from the porch. So no more extension cord going from underneath the garage door. What do you guys think of that? I think it's gonna be nicer. And like that, that can stay sealed. This garage door, I have another thing too, another project. I have a video about how I install this garage door. It's actually like rated, I think it's a R12 or something like that. So it's gonna end up like being good for the winter. Like that is gonna keep some of the heat in here. And having the ceiling isolated, wall isolated, garage door all done up and isolated, and then a space heater in here. We're going to be able to work in here all year long. Because in the winter before, we just had a wood door, and that thing was bouncing around and lots of draft, and nothing was isolated. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you had a space heater. If you're not like plugging it, you're getting cold, right? So now I put the seals too around. I have to replace them though, because I did the garage door right before the winter happened, and the only seal that they had at Home Depot is the back one with the door closed. You know, the house's garage door is white, and then I have that stupid black trim around it. But I want it; they're not expensive, and I want to seal the garage right away before the winter comes. So that's what I had to do. Now, having it delated, it also means that I don't have to bring all of my power tool batteries in the basement for the winter anymore. I'll be able to leave them here. Well, hopefully, anyway, that's the plan, right? It's going to depend. We're going to have to look for which space heater we can keep running safely in here. And yeah, and keep a good temperature. But as long as it's above zero, batteries are going to be fine. Now this drywall, I always buy a little bit extra when I do, like little bit extra 2x4, little bit extra drywall. So I have this remaining. I'll find a spot. The basement is finished at 75%, so I'm sure I can use that down there. Yeah, so today what we're going to do is this wall need a second quote for the primer. The back wall, I'm going to install the piece of wood, probably 1x2, before I can put the pegboard up there, and we're going to prime those 1x2 so that we can start painting this wall soon. The ceiling, you can see that it's just partially painted. It's because a few days ago my wife did all of the patching and it was dry, so I was able to sand it yesterday with one of my son, and then but I had to patch the rest. Painted up to here, but you know, it's still a little bit of speeding up things for the next day, right? So now I can give this a second quote, and anyway, and it doesn't take as long when we're trying to do things. For this wall here, I'm running out of space to put all my stuff that I have in the garage. So that has to stay like this, and I won't be able to paint that wall and all this and take the rest of that shelving here because I still have the lights off for the garage. So that's my only light when it's fit to get dark. Well, I got some Whirlby lights that I'm using too, but you know, it's nice to have a light for when you're coming in and out, or if your Whirlby battery end up like stopping on you, you don't want to be stuck in the dark. So I'm going to leave that wall for last, but we're going to paint everything. So color team, like I was saying, we know that we're going to do that green border with that tile. The floor is going to be gray with the rest of it. This is going to be, the concrete is going to be green here, and we're going to be a royal blue on the wall, and the pegboard is going to be gray with the green paint sticking out from on the back of it. I might light it up too, or put some spotlight up there so that the tools are going to be nicely on display. And then all of this mess here, whenever those walls are done, and I can start hanging tools up here and do this wall, and I'll be able to start putting cabinets. And as soon as I can put cabinets, then that means that this mess can go. And then as soon as this mess goes, then I'm going to be able to, you know, take all of this stuff apart and then start working on this wall. This wall also going to have cabinet that are shoulder height onto the pretty much the whole thing, from the back door here all the way up here. So now if you're just logging on because you like the power tool review that I did, and I had that fan review before, so I was using it with a battery before. This is a hybrid fan, so I was able to use it with the battery when I was working the other day. And then for overnight, try to dry the paint faster and get the smell out of here. Then I just plug it in with an extension. I was able to leave it running all night. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess I'll just start working now. I won't keep you guys when I'm working because that's time consuming, a little bit long there. So, but I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you like the update. Yeah, it's as much as I can show you for now. I'll keep you updated with little video like this. We're going to see how we can click those floor together and maybe do a test on it too, see how durable it is. I read good review about it, so it should be good. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by and watching the live. Wish me luck with all the upgrade there and the reno work that I have to do. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.